So I want to talk about the COVID cautious community as like a movement. I think the biggest problem with the COVID cautious community um, is that it's not fun, and like it doesn't have to like. I think there's a lot of portions that like are not fun, and it doesn't have to be fun, right? Like COVID is an extremely serious thing. A lot of people have passed away. A lot of people have become disabled in really serious ways. Like, of course, it's not fun. And I think, like, within, the grieving process, you have mourning, and mourning is about like holding space for that grief and like validating it and then like integrating it into your life in a way that like you're doing new things in life that incorporate like this understanding of that grief and how it's impacted your life. And like maybe that's why nothing ever happened, because we're in grief and we haven't gotten to the mourning process yet. And so I think like as part of the mourning process, something that would be like really valuable is like socializing and having fun. And one of the things that was like so wild to me that someone made a video asking like, why don't you wear a mask? And I guess a lot of people responded with social pressure, and that made me upset because I'm like, wow, like you'd let people die for like not, anyway. Also, social pressure, that's like a really serious thing when you're going through a pandemic and isolated, where like if wearing a mask is going to make you excluded in a society that is already isolated, um, structurally isolating, and then on top of that you have an isolating pandemic, like of course people aren't going to mask, because if they feel social pressure on that, they're lonely. They're not going to do anything that's going to cause them to feel more lonely. And so what I think like, and here's the thing, right? So the way I first started talking about this, I'm talking about this from like this first perspective of having people become COVID cautious. But the next part, like, this is really something that like I thought about like for myself and for other COVID cautious people, because it is isolating. And that is, the idea is to have a culture, a COVID cautious culture. And so you have fashion. So the fashion is designed around people being 6 feet apart. And so everyone has, basically everyone wears something that is like a circumference, I think that's the word, of 6 feet. So that would be like anywhere around you, you have 3 feet of space. And that's actually, it is pretty big. And why don't I say 6 feet? 6 feet because it's like, it is it is very impractical. And it's like I don't feel like 6 feet, a 6 foot, because that's like 12 feet in circumference. Um, that's not something I think people would realistically wear. And I'm trying to go for stuff that's realistic. 3 feet, that is if you have 3 feet of space, and then someone else is wearing something that's 3 feet of space, and then you probably aren't like touching clothes, then that's 6 feet total. And so this could be like fashionable hats, huge hats, huge hats, fashionable hats. You have fashionable umbrellas. You have fashionable tutus. I think it'd be really cool. I guess like this is kind of weird, but like a table sort of, right? For people who don't want to do tutus, but don't want the other stuff, you could have like a table that, I don't know. I think that just be fun even outside of this. you know, ADHD people, like you're all the projects, all the projects that happen that need somewhere to put something, could do like Velcro, attach things to the bench. Anyway, um, but yeah, I thought that would be a fun thing. And then you could also have like a ballroom dress. Or I don't know why I said ballroom dress. I don't or what is it? Those fairy tale dresses, the huge a quinceanera dress. So yeah, I think all those things would be like really fun to wear. Masks would be a very big thing, but also fashionable covers for masks that are just like, very beautiful and really cool looking. And then I was thinking just like literally having like parties with all that. um, so cool that people want to join. We need to motivate others to join us. We need to have parties that are so awesome and so fantastic that people cannot help but be part of it. And yeah, I think it's just in general really important for the mourning process because it's hard to find other COVID cautious people in person, and it just I don't know. It's year year 4 of the pandemic, and I'm just kind of tired of this shit.